Southampton 2, Liverpool 3. Whew. That was close. But you know what? It was to be expected that it was going to be close. They've made every game close this season, Southampton. They're no mugs. I know they're rock bottom of the league, but hardly anyone has put them to the sword, if anyone, to be honest. But anyway, 8 points clear is what we were all hoping for. No matter how we got it, we got there in the end. Szoboszlai with one, which came from the usual ridiculous tactic that they have of trying to play out from the back. They gave it away. That's their 7th time this season they've conceded a goal by just giving it to the opposition. But it was a class finish by Szoboszlai. So all was going well. 1-0 up. We'd managed to score, which was really important because they had gone with basically 2 blocks of 5. And so getting through them was going to be a bit of a struggle. Normally Southampton will dominate possession. They're like 2nd or 3rd in the league for the amount of possession that they've had in games, and they gave that up today. They gave up that tactic completely, so that we ended up having like 67% possession of the ball. We started off with Diaz and McAllister both rested, which is typical slot for South American players. He normally gives them a break, but he did play Nunez up front, and Curtis Jones was the one next to Szoboszlai and Gravenberch. So once we went 1-0 up, I thought, great, I even said this in the group, now they've got to come out a bit, and that will give us the room that we need to operate at our best. Well, didn't quite work out that way because we kept giving the ball away. There was a variety of errors. For some reason, Canate just wasn't at the races today, and Andy Robinson was making mistakes. Southampton actually almost immediately had a great chance to make it 1-1, but Kelleher brought off a fantastic save. And then the mistakes finally paid because Virgil gave the ball away. The attacker goes running in past Andy Robertson, who brings him down, and the ref, after about 2 or 3 seconds, points to the spot. Now, I've got an issue with this, and let me explain, because I know there's certain people who are saying it was a penalty, it was in the box. But here's the thing, there's no way the referee knew that. It looked outside the box to me, and you could tell by his deliberation that he was like, is this in or is it not? But here's the thing, they have a get out of jail free card now, because he goes, well, you know what, I don't really know, so I'll point to the spot and give it. Now, there's the problem. He doesn't know, but he gives it. If you're in doubt, you shouldn't be giving it. But he gives it because he thinks, well, if I'm wrong, VAR will just overturn it. But there's the second problem. VAR is instructed that if it's not clear and obvious, if the referee's decision is close enough that it shouldn't be overturned, then don't overturn it. So VAR, after looking at it, who else thought when they saw Michael Oliver looking at it? Go back and watch me videos about Coote and the referees and the PGMOL and about Michael Oliver. As soon as I saw Michael Oliver there, I watched the stills and I thought, that's outside the box. And I've heard a couple of Reds say, well, it was outside the box, but it carried on into the box. Well, no, his momentum carried him into the box. The foul was outside. The other thing I want to mention as well, it's 2024, right? And when they look at these decisions, the video looks like it's from 1974. It's all blurred. You can't really see where the boot is. You can't really see where the line is. Why isn't it a crisp, sharp, high definition picture that they're looking at? Because the one that we're looking at, it can go either way. Anyway, they get a penalty. Kelleher saves it. But unfortunately for him, the rebound goes straight to their player. And he buried it. We paid for another lethargic showing in the first half, and it wasn't just lethargic. There were a multitude of errors from too many players. So you add those two together, and that's what you get. You get halves that you end up getting shared the spoils. So the second half, now that Southampton are back on level terms, they revert back to this 2 blocks of 5. And there was the Nigerian forward, Uwanachu, was absolutely brilliant today. Got to hand it to him. He really was excellent. His hold-up play. And not, normally what you'll see with a forward holding the ball up is they launch it long and the player holds the ball up, 30, 40 yards from goal. Because of the way Southampton play, he was holding the ball up about 30, 40 yards from their goal in his own half. But he was doing it so well, no one could get the ball off him. He ends up going off because of an injury, and that outlet for them was then gone. However, once again, there's a break. We are too slow to the ball. Szoboszlai should have got the tackle in and didn't. He missed it. They get a break. Our players looked like they were running treacle to get back, and the ball in the end ends up at the forward's feet, and he just calmly slots it past Keller, who was stranded. By that point, 56 minutes, Slot's seen enough. He's like, okay, changes have to be made now. Diaz came on for Gakpo, which was a big surprise to me, because Gakpo was our best forward, and Nunez was left on, who was having a pretty dismal showing out there. But he left him on, and then McAllister came on for Curtis Jones, who had been very ineffective throughout the hour that he was on the pitch. But give him his due, because those changes made such a difference. Diaz was a live wire, as he always is, but he really changed the pace of the game, I think, and McAllister started pulling strings in midfield. And then Ryan Gravenberch with a fantastic ball over the top. Mo Salah, he gets on the end of it, and the keeper's running out, and Salah just prods it past him, and it's 2-2. Then finally the momentum shifted. From that point on, we were excellent. Throughout the second half, we had a ton of chances. We had Gravenberch missed from about 3 yards when it was an open goal, and he put it over the top. McAllister curled one wide, and then Salah gets the ball on the right, curls it in. The defender is sort of caught by the flight of the ball. He chests it onto his own arm, which is like that, kind of Rodri-like. But this penalty was given. And even Michael Oliver didn't have the chance to overturn that one. Salah steps up and he blasts it home with such confidence, and you could see what it meant to him, because off came the shirt. He ran to the Liverpool fans. It was such a big relief that we'd finally got our noses in front in the 82nd minute. And then, to be honest, after that, there was one free kick, and Endo gave away a free kick that he shouldn't have, and they headed it over the bar. But other than that, we saw the game out with relative ease, and in the end, it was a thoroughly deserved win. I know while the game is on, I'm probably same as you, I'm shouting at the telly, and I'm like, oh God, we're giving the ball away too much, we're too slow, blah. But here's the stats. It was 27 shots to 7 in favour of Liverpool. We had 11 on target to their 5, and their 5 included the penalty and the rebound. So other than that, they had 3 shots on target. We had 63% to their 37%, when this is a team that average about 60% possession. We had 583 passes to their 359, so we completely dominated them. We had a higher pass accuracy rating as well, as about 90%, and we had 10 corners to their 3. So overall, it was a dominant performance, which was only let down by individual errors and sloppiness. But quality won in the end, and we'll take it. On to the shout-outs. Well, I said a couple of weeks ago, Salah gets a shout-out every week, and I hope it continues. Well, how can he not today? Before today, he had 14 goal involvements, 7 goals, 7 assists out of the 22 we'd scored in the Premier League. Now he's got 16 from the 24 goals we've scored, which is, his involvement is in 67% of all the goals that we've scored in the Premier League. He had 7 shots, he scored 2 goals, he hit the post, he was clean through with another one, and he tried to curl it in top corner and got it wrong. But it was another game-winning display, and the question has to be asked, where would we be without him? 67% of goals involve Mo Salah. So we can't be without him. They have to get this contract sorted, and he has to be signed for, if he wants 3 years, give him 3 years. Get him signed. It's vital. You can see he's fully committed to this club and he wants to break every record there is. So get him signed now. By the way, it was his 99th and 100th away goal in all competitions for Liverpool. Again, astonishing numbers. Next one, Ryan Gravenberch. He was tremendous again. While most of the players in the defensive area today were struggling, he shone like a beacon again. He was fantastic. He is just a top class player who I have all the faith in the world is going to become world class. I think he is the best in his position right now in the world, and I think he can become the best in the world because he's just that good a footballer. And it was his ball over the top that Salah got onto that put us back into this game at 2-2. He was fantastic. He's brilliant. You can't leave him out. He's essential. You've got a variety of performances from the likes of Szoboszlai, Jones, McAllister, to a point where they can excel and then they can be quiet. But Gravenberch is a 9 out of 10 every single week, and what a joy to watch that kid is. The last shout out goes to a combination of two, Gakpo and then Diaz. Gakpo, while he was on the pitch, was by far and away our most effective outlet and our most effective striker, and he was causing them all sorts of problems. So it was a surprise he was taken off, but just because he was taken off, I don't want to miss the opportunity to highlight the level of performance that he had before he went off. He was really good. And then Diaz came on, and if anything, his energy rattled Southampton even more. As I said earlier, he changed the energy of the game and was a big influence on us eventually winning that game. He was very unlucky to not get on the end of a Darwin Núñez cross. Whether he was running too fast or Núñez's pass was just slightly off, I'm not quite sure, but it ended up just behind him. Otherwise it would have been a tap-in. But well done, Luis Diaz. Well done, Cody Gakpo. So, here's where we are. We're top of the league by 8 points. It's 16 wins in 18 games in all competitions. It's 10 wins in 12 league games. We're averaging in the league 2.6 points per game. We're the only team in the league that has got an average point total at home and away of greater than 2. The only one. We got the best away record in the league. 5 wins and a draw from our 6 away games. That in itself is pretty outstanding. And you know, we're only second best home record. Who do you think has got the best home record? No, you probably, unless you've looked it up, you're wrong. Brentford. They've got 1 more point than us at home from the same number of games. So, on to a game I'm not worried about. Real Madrid. How can I not be worried about Real Madrid at home? Because we've won 4 games in the Champions League already. And by far the more important game is the one that follows that. I know managers will say we only look at the next game. I don't think that's the case this time. You can't just be looking at the next game. You've got to be looking at the game a few days later. City play in the Champions League on Tuesday. We play on Wednesday. So I would not be surprised at all to see some changes made for that Real Madrid game and to protect some of our big players for that game. I think Endo comes in for Gravenberch. Mo Salah maybe gets a rest because it's City at home next Sunday. A City team that are leaking goals like you would not believe. A City team that are so open that they can't keep clean sheets. Not only can they not keep clean sheets, they're averaging almost 3 goals conceded a game over the last 5 games, and we have got to take them to the sword. We have got to win this game. If we don't win it, we're still in a fantastic position, but we win it, and we are in such pole position. We will be 11 clear of City and at least 9 points clear of Arsenal and Chelsea. So roll on Sunday. I will see you at the Real Madrid game, and you'll never walk alone.